Get ready. It's time. Christina, Catherine, Lisa, Amy, Lauren, and Danny. Welcome to the Cimorelli podcast.
Back at it again.
Yeet. Welcome back, everyone, to the Cimorelli podcast episode.
Whoa! I was gonna say the Cimorelli podcast.
Great. Yes, episode 3.
Trace for all you who don't speak English.
Entitled. Is that the right word? Entitled. You know when people say that? Isn't that like an
entitled?
Is that an error? Is that an error when they say that, or is that?
Yes.
No,
it's real.
Entitled. I feel like I should ask.
I don't.
Sean
real.
would know
I really
if that's
don't
right or
trust
not.
Catherine.
If you're gonna ask someone about grammar,
Okay.
But entitled is like you're entitled to that.
There's two
Like,
different words.
Okay.
Being a
Anyway,
brat, right? Okay.
entitled cars and parking lots.
Actually, it's cars plus parking lots.
Okay, it's cars and parking lots.
and who came up with that?
You did the plus. It is a song, and we're gonna give you a little snippet. So hit it, Bob.
Now I know why he's not answering. But for me, this doesn't change a thing. For me, this doesn't change a thing. I write him songs, but he's not listening. While he erases me, I'm drawing him. I know I'm not
Spicy little
That's
morsel.
piping
hot.
That's my favorite song from the album. Just
Whoa.
saying. I love that song.
So that's the whole. That's the title. It's the theme of today. Cars and parking lots. That song, and it's about. Well, I think Lauren made these words up for this. She didn't make the words up. Okay, she made up this description. Looking back on love gone wrong. Seeing
Love
your
gone
man with another.
No, seeing your man's.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like Lauren.
Seeing your man.
I didn't say man.
with
Lauren
another.
would never.
I said man.
With another girl. So some of the topics we're gonna go over today are it
Love
is
gone wrong.
a little cars related because it has that word.
Yes.
So driving cars.
Don't.
It's something that most people do in their life. They drive a car.
No way.
Relationships, especially when your ex, crush, whatever, likes someone else.
Oh, dun
dang.
dun.
But first, we're gonna start with our highs and lows.
He's in laws.
Whoa, lady.
His and
That's what I'm
laws.
going.
No, he's and lose.
Okay, and I think we
Wait,
should.
Lisa, pits and peaks. That's what she wants it to be called.
Hits and misses.
Somebody
Wait,
else had one, yeah. Hits
you
and
win
misses.
some, you lose some.
Yeah, I don't like those names, so we're doing highs and
Why?
lows.
Wow.
And I think we'll switch it up, and we'll let the neediest go first.
Neediest to
Which is
greediest.
me.
Which is the last
I
one.
am the neediest. And
We'll go.
Christina is the greediest.
We'll go low to high.
Oh, awkward.
All right.
You
Well,
go first.
my high of the week was last night because I FaceTimed someone for a long time.
Who?
I may or may not have mentioned in the first episode. Sorry. Okay, let's move on. And then the low was Friday night when I cried about the same person who I FaceTimed.
Oh
last
my
night.
god.
The saga
Typical.
never ends.
Typical.
Typical Danny.
My high was the release party for our album was this week. That was
Ooh,
really
yes,
fun.
that was
That
a
was so
high.
cool.
But the low was the morning of that same day because I was really annoyed and I didn't want to do the party. I didn't want to film anything because I was just really overwhelmed and I was like,
Oh my
I don't want
gosh,
to do
yes.
anything today. But then it ended up being good. So
Well, Lauren got to set and I saw her and she was like, I was like, what happened? I was like, hey, Lauren. She's like,
I was overwhelmed.
Long
yeah, I got it. I got it.
Short one.
Okay. I started painting with watercolors, which is cool.
Wait, you have to label it as your high or your low.
That's a good thing.
You sound like
That's
it was
a
a
high.
high. In a good way. In a fun way.
I'm sorry, my brain
You kinda
is not
sound like
prepped because I
Lisa's
didn't think
character.
about this and now I don't know how to speak.
Pam from Minnesota.
Okay,
don't know how to
so I started watercolor painting. Oh, hello. What's that? An unnamed human being
Okay.
who is
Unnamed.
supposedly my friend
Oh.
came into town and ignored me every single solitary second. Solitary second.
Not a true friend.
Every single second.
Wait, is this a guy or a girl?
It is a human being.
Okay.
okay.
They remain
I like it.
genderless.
I like the mystery.
Yeah.
Lisa.
I also have not prepared. I wanted to say that the high was the release party. Was that dumb if it's the same as Lauren's?
No.
It really was.
there's no
Okay, you know
rules,
what?
okay?
The other high was going on a walk with my dad on Friday morning.
Aw.
The low like I didn't really have a lot of lows this
That's
year.
good.
I don't really have problems.
The low was when my check engine light turned on.
Wow.
Parking lot.
that was good.
Wait,
I
that's
love
kind of
that.
similar to mine. Okay, my high was the release party. It was amazing. And my low was, I didn't even realize this was a cars and parking lot themed low, but it is. I discovered, I don't know how, but part of my light is missing, and it appears.
What light?
It appears in
What
my
light?
back light,
Of course,
on my
because
car.
you backed into our. Okay, never mind.
And it appears that I either backed into something or something backed into me.
Or you back to a
But I
trash
am
can again.
extremely distraught about that.
Why?
Because it looked like I look like a, I don't even know what, a noob. Yes.
Driving noob. Okay, my high is the same as theirs. The release party was like the best night. My low is I got 6 hours of sleep 2 nights in a row.
Oh, honey.
And that, I'm a woman who needs 9
Me too.
every night. So it really, really hit me. And I just, I lost my energy and it was a very big low for me. So it was a great week. That's my low. That's good. That's the main point there. I think we need some spice right now in the form of a spicy question.
Oh,
A
yes.
spicy
Wait,
advice
I thought
question.
you were gonna totally take the like punniness or be like, we need some spice in the form of advice and like let it rhyme.
No.
All right. We got
would've
something
worked.
pretty zest.
Ooh, zest.
This is from @Cimorelli's thing. And her question is, there's this boy who I kind of dated, but he has a girlfriend. But he tells me he's so into me and I'm into him.
I have something to say because I've been here.
Everyone will get
Everyone
I
has
think
been
most of us
here.
have, but
Every
I was here long term, okay? I was in this place for like a year. And I would have to say that it's probably not going to work out the way that you want it to work out. 9 out of 10 times, a guy who has a girlfriend who likes you is not going to leave his girlfriend for you.
You don't want to feel like you have to compete with this other girl.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you should just have someone that gives you their full attention. You deserve that. So don't be in this race. I've always said this. When I meet a boy who has a girlfriend, I literally think he's dead. He does not exist. Like, doesn't exist to me. No matter how cute,
is the
no matter
point
how
of doing that to
charming, no matter
yourself?
how flirty.
So the moral of the story is, love yourself,
Yes.
respect yourself, do what is best for you and other humans.
You deserve better.
Put the Lord your God above every. I feel like I'm saying the commandments now. But yeah, basically what we're saying is think about what's good for you, what's good for him, and what's good for the girlfriend, because you need to care about people and you need to have good. What's the word? Values. Yes, you need to have good values. Okay? Even if it's fun. Even if it's fun to chase
gives a
after.
rip?
It's fun to listen to Girlfriend by Avril Lavigne.
No.
It's true. Thank you
That's it.
for your rousing advice.
That was a very interesting thing. They're probably really confused now.
Yeah. Well, we're
You
trying to get
should.
some.
They can consider 6 different points.
Yeah,
of
we're
view.
trying to get 6 different points of
Yeah.
view here. We're
Yeah.
just trying to give you something to chew on with your
Oh
brain.
my gosh.
Lisa,
Oh man, here we go. This actually fits right in with what we were just talking
it's
about.
time for Lisa's corner. A hoot and a holler.
Hoot and a holler.
Did anyone know I just did the 20th Century Fox
I don't think that's how it goes.
Yes. Da.
Okay, that's good.
All right.
That's very. That's cool. That's wonderful.
We've heard it.
You're very talented.
All right, now, ladies.
Yeah.
Okay.
On today's Hoot and a Holler, we actually have a little infomercial for you
Oh no.
on a product I call Jerk Be Gone. How does this product work?
How does it work?
Jerk, be gone.
How does it work?
Let's say it's a serum, and you drink it, and this serum will save you from jerks and creeps and garbage bags. And here's how it works. Well, actually, here's what it's made out of. It's called standards and self-respect. And you put that in your soul, okay? And you will not have any more jerk problems, okay? It's Friday night and he's texting you. Oh, it's 2 a.m. You should come over. Do you think I'm dumb? You drink this syrup and you go to bed.
Suddenly you become
Saturday,
overcome by
and somebody's liked
tiredness.
your picture, but they have not texted you in 2 weeks. You drink this serum and you block them, okay? And that is called Shark Be Gone. Poof. Disintegrated. So, you can order this now for 3 payments of $10,000, and it will arrive.
Plus shipping and handling.
It will probably arrive in 10 years when you wake up.
She's savage.
Now zoom in on my face.
Wow.
That was amazing.
That was
I
amazing.
was zoomed already.
I need some of that, but I don't have 30 grand.
Oh, you can vlog them and record their
Do you get
Instagram.
it though? It comes in a long time, and most people are not able to acquire it.
I
that's
really,
sad.
yes, I got that. That's great.
Gotta
But
keep
people
it
really
real.
need that.
SMH,
Yeah.
it's a privilege.
People need a lot of things. You think everyone has water? People need water. Some people don't have water.
That's the frying pan
sad.
of truth.
That is
That
the
is
real
real
sad.
All right, let's take a turn for the opposite after that experience.
Wait, no respect for yourself?
No.
The opposite.
A term for the opposite of that strange vibe that Lisa has. And let's go to something a little more light and
A little
fluffy.
more heartwarming. I kind of wish that everyone would put on like a crocheted shawl every time I give my segment.
A beret.
Okay, I
Why
wish we
don't
would
we
all
get
put on
some?
studded leather jackets just to be even more opposite of Catherine. And we sit there and go,
No.
Okay, she should put on a crocheted
No,
scarf.
you guys.
You should bring your prayer shawl.
If someone needs a crocheted shawl, don't you dare make fun of my prayer shawl, Danny Cimorelli. You can sit on the floor.
Okay. It's time.
No, but I'm saying if you guys wore crocheted shawls, maybe you'd be a little bit more perceptive to the warmth.
Okay. Sappy thoughts with Kat.
I just want to say really quickly that a crocheted shawl would make you less perceptive to warmth because
make
you
you
would
hot.
already have warmth.
Is
Continue.
perceptive the
Interesting.
right word?
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe, depending. Whatever.
Very interesting.
Receptive, accept. No, she- that's not right.
Except
All right,
you're
what are your thoughts?
intolerant. This is a safe space.
Today's
She's the
segment
safe space.
is called "How to Throw the Perfect Dinner Party."
Oh my gosh.
I've been crafting this segment since I was a wee 18 years old.
Oh.
And it all started with my favorite author, Shauna Niequist. If you know me in real life, I mention her probably at least once a day.
She does.
She literally does.
She's very inspiring. And I made, this wasn't inspired by her, but I made this playlist and it was called Dinner Party Extraordinaire. That's where it all began.
She's had it for years.
I have.
It's a
really
good
have-
playlist.
I have. I've gotten so, not to brag, but I've gotten so many comments from people, so many bad comments, just kidding. I've gotten so many good comments of people like, what playlist is this? Is like, they thought it was like a real, like, wow.
She turns around, she has glasses and a beret. It's actually my own.
Yes, I'm French. Okay.
And a giant spotlight
So,
just shines on her.
That being said, that was the birth of how I began throwing the perfect dinner party. Okay, so number 1 is invite quality people. You got to think about who you're inviting. Do they know each other? Do they gel?
Do they know you?
Okay, this is Catherine's segment.
Okay.
Not you.
Do they know?
Because that's a good first step. Just think about it. People are all like, it's just like a bunch of chemistry. Are you guys even listening?
No, yeah, it's for the readers,
Do you
okay?
even care?
It's for the readers.
Okay, it's all about the chemistry. So, like, you know, you put in, like, a loudmouth like Lisa with, like, an intellectual like our brother Alex, and then you just kind of get, you know,
I am
get a little
also
zest.
an intellectual. Continue.
You are. You are. But, you know, I would say you're more of a loudmouth. Okay, in a good way. In a good way.
But
she's
sometimes
funny.
she's a quiet mouth too.
Yeah.
Most
But
of
mostly
the
she's
time.
You hope that she's in that mood.
Yeah, unless
No,
she's in a weird
here's
mood, and then
Amy.
she'll never
This
speak to
is
anyone.
Catherine's
Sorry,
thoughts.
never mind. Keep going.
Amy wants her own sappy thoughts segment apparently.
All right, so
It.
number 2, you gotta cook good food. Now, if you need cooking lessons, I could gladly help you. I love to cook. But I would just say keep it simple, okay? This is kind of a theme of the whole thing. I can't take credit. Shauna Nikos really inspired this for me, but it's not a performance, okay? You're not trying to be
like
this. No, it's not. You're not trying to be this grand chef, you know, tossing the pizza in the air, woo, spinning it on your finger. You're just trying to be yourself and invite people into a safe place where they can conversate and enjoy each other's company. So make sure your food is tasty. And, you know, put your best foot forward, but don't try to impress people with your food. Just keep it simple. All right, number 3. This also goes into what I just said, but this is having an inviting atmosphere. Now, your home, okay, it's a little weird maybe if you have, like, old food strewn everywhere. But
Probably.
it's not.
Just
But
a
once
little
again,
weird.
Once again,
Bacon on the
This
floor.
is something Catherine walks into often. Old food everywhere. And she's like, that's a bad dinner party.
That's a little weird.
no. Listen. So, but once again, it's not a performance.
She
so,
has like a checklist. Like, bad dinner party everywhere you go. That's what you do when you're at your friends.
no.
Continue.
No, I'm just telling you my ideal. I'm not comparing it to some fictional bad food place. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways,
all right.
but it's not a performance, so you don't need to make your home this deep cleaned haven. Okay. My mom, bless her heart, but she would always have me like, well, she wouldn't have me. I guess I would kind of do it just because of her perspective, but she would always, encourage us to deep clean our house before we had guests over, which a lot of people like to do that. But I really think just make it like clean enough, because if your house looks like a museum that's sparkling and pristine,
Just get all the rats out.
Yes.
and I almost said the anchovies, but they're called what are they called? Those creepy bugs? Roaches.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, anchovies out.
We have never had a roach
Or an anchovy.
in our house.
Or an anchovy.
We
Also
have
had many roaches in our house because all our relatives
were
have the
many.
last name
Oh
Roach.
my gosh.
Okay.
Okay.
I like to say that I'm trying to describe a good dinner party, and you're talking about
Rats and roaches.
And anchovies.
Anyways,
let's get
now
on.
that our readers are thinking about freaking rats running around my dinner party, that is not a thing. Okay. So the last thing is the final touches. Like the sprinkle of sugar, the sprinkle of salt. Well, I like a lot of salt, so I'd be like, get that salt on there. But the final touches are, like I said earlier, the playlist. You gotta have a good playlist. I should post mine on Twitter because pretty pristine. It really sets the mood. You want some playlists like Lisa in the car, like hard rock, like because then everyone's gonna be like, trying to chill. But you also don't want some like weird like hip hop playlist where everyone tries to feel cool and like I got all this money.
All right.
not about
I hear
that.
the shade.
Oh my gosh.
That was not for you,
Directly
Danny.
mentioned me and did not mention you.
Danny, have you
Look,
ever had
I
a
just
dinner
want something to be about me for once.
Okay, let's see. What kind of a roast can I get? No, I'm just kidding.
What kind of a roast? Because we're talking about dinner parties, dinner
Okay, but yeah, gotta get that playlist. And also, last thing I'm gonna say is light some candles.
Ooh, yeah.
That will really add to the environment. Oh, also fresh flowers. It's an investment, $10 you might not want to spend. But I think it adds a lot. So,
All right.
those are my tips.
Oh, wait.
Wow.
Have a good dinner party.
That's amazing.
I actually do feel like I really learned a lot from that.
Oh.
I do too.
I don't think I did because
Wow.
I don't ever think I'm planning on having a dinner.
Yeah, then why are you getting all
gonna
mad at me?
Wait,
Saying rap
you
music?
will still have dinner parties, Danny.
All right,
Mark my
I will,
words.
but I sure as heck will not
That
call it
is
a dinner
so
party.
you.
Yes,
You
you
will.
will.
I will say y'all can
dinner.
come over and I
A
will
meal
make
event.
food.
A meal
Danny,
event.
that's
yeah.
a nicely veiled dinner
I'm
party.
throwing a dinner party extraordinaire.
When you
not
become
say
a
that.
young adult, you will. Trust
Yeah.
Don't want that to happen.
Okay.
Okay, let's
check.
move
You
along,
will.
ladies. That
All
was
That was really informative.
very
Yes.
informative.
Love
I
it.
really
Very
feel like I
thorough.
learned a lot. It was
Very
great.
thorough.
Wow, I appreciate the compliment.
We're gonna do a story time with
Oh, honey.
someone very special, someone very talented.
Is that you?
Me? Yeah, we're gonna do story time with me. And the theme, going with cars and parking lots. The theme is a tragic relationship story. So
Love gone wrong.
But also, didn't you hang out with this guy in your car in parking lots a lot?
yes.
There you
So
There you go.
it's with the theme. So this is a story back to the time when I was Danny's age, I believe.
So what?
Are you
30
17?
years ago?
30 years ago, I was 17.
roast.
57.
I'm 57. Yes. I was 17. Okay, so
That would
this
be
is
That would be
47,
47, guys.
Never mind.
30
So math
Guys.
I have been in school for 8 years.
All right, let's move on.
okay. Listen, I was a late bloomer in every way except for career, early bloomer. Every other way, late bloomer. Very late bloomer. So I did not
What does
like
that mean?
She didn't talk till she was
It
12.
sounds like you. It sounds like you looked like a baby.
It's just like everyone was mature.
And then one day you popped into an
listen.
adult.
Not intelligence-wise either, okay? But with
Socially.
socially, late bloomer, okay? All my friends were just maturing faster than me, and I was just like, I just felt like so young,
Still have
especially
forehead
because of
bangs.
them. Especially, I never had bangs because of them. Like I hung out with, they're all younger than me, so I was always like, I was a little young. Whereas
So you're
them,
saying it's our fault? No, I'm just kidding.
Lisa always hanging out with me. She was, the opposite of that.
Aging up.
Whatever. Okay,
I like to say a quick point that every time Christina retells our childhood, she cuts me out of it. So she's always like,
you're in the middle.
Lisa and I went on an adventure, which I was present at.
All
and, like,
right, this is
every
not
story.
a rant.
But
about
anyway.
No,
this.
that was relevant though. Okay. So I had barely spoken to a boy. I was like, and I was 17 and I was starting to blossom. So I was like, yes, I'm finally growing up, basically like the same place where my friends were when they were like 13. I was like, yes, I'll talk to a boy. So one good thing though is that I am a bit of a psychic with boys. It's a
How are you
talent.
gonna say psycho?
No, I could say that too. It's a talent. So I was at Town Center, and my brother's
Town Center
friend-
is
The
the
center, of a town.
okay. Yeah.
And
Where
so
we
we'd always
grew
make
up.
up we'd always make up code names for the boys that we liked, especially because I liked a lot of my brother's friends, and I couldn't say. I didn't want him to figure out
didn't want to get in
because
trouble.
he would be really mad. So his
Our
code
older
name,
brother, if that gives you an image.
his code name was Medical Doctor because
Initials.
M and D were his initials.
It's gonna be real hard
So-
to figure out.
Yeah.
Monty Diplomat.
Okay, so listen, I saw this dude out at Town Center, and he like drove by, and he like looked at me, and I'd never spoken to him before, but we made eye contact, and I was like,
He knew TM.
I was like, he thinks I'm cute. Okay, psychic. So I was like, okay. So then this is where I date myself, as in not date myself, but you know where
your
you
age.
yes.
57.
I went on MySpace and I added him, and then he messaged me, and I was like,
Oh.
okay. So then we started hanging out. I snuck out the back door and I hopped over the fence.
Of our
And I
house.
stayed up all night scrapbooking until she came home. It just shows how an innocent child I was. Anyway,
Okay.
making a scrapbook for my best friend. Anyway.
This is not your story.
Yes, it is. No,
Okay, I went to hang out with him, and he was so sweet and innocent and cute, and it was so fun, and I was obsessed with
honey.
him, and he was so nice. So I became obsessed real quick, and I was like, oh my gosh. We started hanging out a lot, and it was really fun. He was so cute, and then I was so young. I was 17. And then he started like barely texting back a little bit. And at night, he would just be like, you know, he normally say like, good night with a smiley face. He started to like drop the smiley face. Good night. Then he
classic.
dropped the punctuation. I was
Did
like,
you just say GN Ben?
I didn't know that. So
no, that was Lauren.
I
Did
had
you say G?
I had no experience to
say
go.
that to him.
I had no experience to go off of because I was, you know, innocent, young, late bloomer lady. So I was just like, I'm pretty sure this means he's backing away, but I have no idea what's going on. So I was like, okay. And I don't know why. I was like, what the heck? I didn't harass you. I didn't stalk you. I didn't
Yeah,
do anything
Christina's
wrong.
smooth with the boys. Yeah.
I'm a
really
vibrant
scary.
young woman. What is wrong? I wasn't thinking that. I think I was like, I don't know what's going on. So then he just like stopped talking to me out of nowhere.
Jerk.
And then I was like,
You should
what?
have drank that jerk stuff Lisa made or whatever.
You
Jerk
did
away.
jerk be gone.
Well, apparently it worked.
I was shattered. I was like, why did you stop talking to me? And he wouldn't answer me, so I was like, fine, I'm not gonna text him again. I'm not gonna text more than twice without an answer.
Never
Not one
do
of those
that.
people. So then
The cold-hearted question mark.
I was shattered, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. And then I saw him again in Town Center with this crazy girl who was nothing like me. She was this blonde girl. I think she had like
Wasn't
purple
she
hair.
like goth?
She wasn't that different because she was crazy.
She was almost like, yeah, kind of goth.
She was kind of
almost.
goth.
She was
Yeah.
like a wild woman in the ways that I am not a wild woman. So I was just like, okay, if he likes that, he's definitely not gonna like my type. We are very different. So I saw that, and I was like, I was shook.
You were like,
I was
"That girl
devastated.
should be me."
Yeah, I was
Oh.
devastated. Just like, why is he with her? She's so weird. Her hair is really weird, but you know, we learned.
Her hair was pretty weird. I saw it. It kind of looks like a bee's nest.
We learned that.
Is that a right thing? A bee's
Yeah,
nest?
boys don't care
A
about hair
beehive.
as
God,
much
a
as girls
bird's
do.
nest.
Anyway,
It looks
So
like a bird's nest and a bee.
I was devastated. But I actually want to give this a nice ending. So
Okay.
I was devastated and was like, whatever, I'll move on. It took me 7 months. Yes,
Years.
I did
I
keep
relate.
I kept track. 7 months to move on from him, and we probably were talking and like dating, hang out, whatever, for like 1 month. 1 month. It took me 7 months because he was so sweet. And finally I saw him later, and he was like, hi. And I was like, oh my gosh, he said hi. Like I just saw him around. And I
grocery
texted him.
store, right?
Yeah, at the grocery store. And I texted him. I was like, hey, can you tell me why you stopped talking to me? Like, did I do something wrong? And he was like, no, you didn't do anything. You were perfect. And then I was like,
But he still didn't tell you why.
yeah.
Like, if I was so perfect, why'd you?
Then why'd you want to talk to me?
What
but,
the rip?
but I understood. Like,
Like,
he
too
wanted
perfect?
he wanted a wild, crazy woman, you know?
Crazy
Which was
white
fine.
stripy skunk
So
hair.
then,
Okay.
then I felt better. I was like, I don't know. It just gave me some closure. It was amazing. It was the best. I was like, that was the best way this could have ended. And then I moved on.
Love it.
So I had a good ending.
Blessing.
That's
I
a good
I
story.
think the best way could have ended is if he gave you half of everything he owned, but whatever.
He probably didn't
know
own a
about
thing.
Yeah, he probably owned like a Chevy Impala.
Half of his
or
car.
something.
Is that like $1?
He probably had a couple of gum
Half his
wrappers.
car that he lives out of.
Oh, okay, that's enough. Oh, and then he tried to add me on Facebook like 4 years later. I was gonna say blocked. Rejected.
She drank the serum finally.
Yeah. She
No,
didn't have to pay 30 grand.
Christina was born drinking the
She
serum.
was.
I was too.
Yeah.
I was.
Kat
I'm gonna
actually was
and you
too.
know what?
I
This is a
invented the
teaser.
serum.
This is a teaser. I'm gonna talk about that in the next episode. I'm gonna talk about how I was born drinking that serum. Good. Gonna talk about that.
I was the reverse.
All right, guys. Oh, what?
I was born.
He was born being.
Stop it! Stop it! Okay. Okay.
I was like, get it out.
Okay. We're done with them. We're done with them. We
All right.
are
I
done
got
with
a cue of the day.
Oh.
Who's ready for a cue of the day?
Does everyone know what a cue
Cue
is?
of the day.
It is a
Cue of the
question.
day.
We
Cue of
are.
the cue of the
We
cue
are
of the
all.
day.
We are subjecting everyone to what we get subjected to.
It's not that bad.
Say Wiggett.
You're acting like I cut off your ankle every day.
Kat forces us.
Just your
I
ankle.
said a really gross thing, just like Lisa the other day, like a cutting off toes thing. I was
Last night, Kat's
like,
go.
don't say it, don't say it.
Say it.
What'd you say?
Something about, she's like, if this boy doesn't like do something, then
For you, I was for you though.
I'm gonna cut off his toes.
Wear them as a necklace. I'm gonna cut off his toes and wear them as a necklace.
Because I was influenced by Lisa.
I've never been so proud of her.
Catherine said that.
Where's toes?
Yeah, and then Amy said, "Yeah, hopefully talk to me soon." I said, "Hopefully."
I
So
said,
I'm
no,
gonna do that.
Kath, I don't think that you need to do that.
Anyway,
That's
I have
enough.
a cue. I have a cue of the day.
All right, hit
Okay.
us.
So we're all drivers now. Welcome to the club, Danny.
Okay,
She's
that was
been
like a year
driving
ago.
like
It's
a year.
fine.
Oh, you baby do it for a year.
Spit it out.
Okay, so we're now all drivers. Danny just got her license yesterday. My question is, what is the worst
Car.
Amy! Steal my thunder.
Okay, Amy thinks she can steal all of Catherine's segments.
No, Amy thinks that she and Catherine are one amoeba, whatever you call it. Like they are the same.
Okay, stop.
I was literally thinking that in my head, and I didn't mean to say that.
Well, maybe you should separate your
Extrovert.
thoughts from your talking.
Extrovert problems.
So, my question is, what?
Whoa. Amy, be careful.
Are you crying?
Lisa!
All right, we're fine. All right.
Everyone,
Okay, you need to pull it together right now.
Take a breath.
You know,
Okay.
she doesn't need to pull it together.
No, she
okay?
does.
My question is, what is the worst car accident you've ever been in?
can I just say we're all gonna have a really lame answer? There's like none
Go.
of us like
Please.
almost
I'll
died
go
or
last.
anything.
Go.
Oh,
All right,
the best.
I'll go. I got my license, and then a month later, I was driving in a parking garage. And I turned too close to the cars, and I hit not one but two cars.
Oh, no.
And let me just say something. My truck is a big truck, and I hit like a small car and another small car, and I took the bumper off of the one car, like because I was turning. But then the second car that I hit, I just backed up, and so you couldn't tell that I actually hit it. So I don't think it had like a dent or anything. Like, here's what's happening. I was turning the corner, and the cars were like here. So the side of my car hit the back of the two cars, and like the nose of my car hit the back of the second car. Does that make sense? So it was like this. Yeah. So the nose of my car didn't exactly leave a dent on the second car. So I just backed up.
And then you hit another one?
No, I'd already hit it. I just backed up so it appeared as though I only hit one car, but I hit two.
Oh,
But you didn't do any damage.
I
in the
don't
second
think
one.
I did.
That's
I
good.
checked. I was like, I don't think I made any miss on this car.
That's
so.
good.
I'm
Well,
a great driver now. I haven't hit a car
I
since.
have only had one. I couldn't think of a good
Car
word. But one
Incident.
thing.
Accident?
Incident.
Oh.
Yes. I was going to church to help
I was
with
there.
food for
Christmas.
Christmas or something. I don't know, giving food to people for Christmas. Okay, and it was 6 a.m.
Gotta make yourself look charitable before you admit your flaws.
And then I was like going into a spot in the parking garage, and I was really tired. So then I hit a car with like the side of my car when I was pulling in. But I was going really
I
slow.
didn't know about this. When was this?
This was like 2
years
years
ago.
ago. This is the only thing I've ever hit in my entire life. And then I left a note, which apparently you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to actually stay there and call the police or something, but I didn't know that at that time. So I was just like, sorry, I hit your car. I want to say LOL, but I was like, it's probably insensitive. So I just like, sorry, I hit your car with my number. And they never called me. So I was like, cool. I guess it was a Christmas miracle.
wow. Okay. Christmas miracle. That's actually really nice.
Right?
I did the
but
same thing
maybe I
once.
actually didn't do any damage. Maybe that's why they didn't call me.
All right, you got one.
Okay, so mine isn't that interesting, so I'm gonna kind of like
Keep it
gloss
short.
over, and I have another thing instead to say. A funny moment
Say
of
two
car history.
Oh,
So
no.
my worst thing was that I was like 18, and I was coming out of the church parking lot, and I
was
backed
there.
into a parked car. That was a pretty low blow.
I think it was worse when
I
you
was
backed
there.
into our house. That was worse.
No,
Just like
no.
a worse
But I have
concept.
to park in the tightest spot in our house, so that's not that bad.
Mine is
But
the tightest. Keep
here's a
going.
better car moment for me. So one time
Better
I was actually I was also at church. The Lord has cursed me. No, I'm just kidding. But I parked really badly because I got there and there were all these spaces available. So I was like, oh okay, like there's tons of spaces. Like I'll just park badly and rush in there because I'm running late as usual.
We were all with her.
And I went over the line by quite a bit, but there were plenty of
She's in
spaces.
2 spots.
So I come back and the whole parking lot is like packed. Turns out there was some big event that
No,
day.
it was a school, right? There was a school.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Irrelevant.
It was packed. And I get back to my car and there's a note on my
I
car.
remember
It
this.
says, "Thanks for taking up 2 spaces, you selfish moron." I actually laughed. I really enjoyed it. I did. I was like,
I wanna
yeah,
go.
I guess I am a moron. I parked over the line.
One time, my mom, I don't know where I had to go. I think it's like she had to go take her car to the shop, so I had to follow her and drive her home. So I bring mine too. I woke up and immediately had to leave. I didn't know this was happening, so I'm like half asleep. And our old street was like a U-turn.
Oh
like,
no,
you had to turn
I remember
up
this.
a hill on a very sharp curve in the mountains of Malibu, and the trash truck is coming, and the streets are so narrow. Like I don't know where we used to live. It was like in the 18th century, and I just turned. I'm like, who'll probably make it? It's fine. And I literally drove straight into, or I turned like straight into the trash truck and like scraped the whole side. I was like, wait.
And didn't it like leave like a green
It was
mark?
a big green
That's
mark
sad.
on my front bumper. But then I went home and we buffed almost all of it off. It was just paint.
Excellent.
Heck yeah.
Amazing.
Amy,
Oh,
got any
This
car?
is really, really short because
Good.
I'm going to tell my whole thing later. But this is a different thing. One time, I accidentally drove into a wall. I can't.
Well, guys, we're all
was not
gifted
using my
drivers.
driving pillow. I was too proud to admit
Oh,
that
can
I
you
needed
tell us
help
about the driving
seeing.
pillow really quick? What else?
No.
I have to sit on
telling
the
her
pillow
next
so I
thing.
can see. So literally, I didn't have it.
Because
So
how
I
tall are
couldn't-
you?
I'm 4'10". So like the
I need to
nose of
know.
the van or whatever just goes straight down, so I couldn't see where it ended. So I drove in the park, and my license plate, our old license plate, is forever etched into the parking garage at Pepperdine.
Wait, did I actually leave a mark?
Yes.
Lit.
The
How fast are
license
you like, I'm
plate.
pulling into this parking
It
spot.
was
Better go
really,
20 miles
really
an
slow
hour.
'cause it didn't do anything.
That is
But it
sounds-
etched it into the wall.
Yeah, you couldn't have been
Didn't
that
do
slow.
anything else to the car. 'cause it was
Okay,
really
my
slow.
turn, my turn. Okay. I'm just gonna say 2. I'll say one really quick one. Okay, this is not my fault at all. First of all, I want to say I have an excellent driving record. I'm an excellent driver. The first one is not my fault. I was in my own home where I lived, okay? And our brother's dumb friend, no offense, parked right behind me at night. Right behind me. So I just backed right into his
And it
car.
was like a black
on
car.
purpose?
No.
No, but no. Now what we know about him, I should have done it on purpose, and I should have kept going
He's
until
a
it fell off.
garbage bag person. Anyway.
Should have gone till it fell off the cliff,
is.
honestly, but I didn't. So that was not my fault. He was right behind me. It was pitch black. I didn't even look. Yeah, look behind your car first. Okay, but when I was 17, when I first got my license, this is the worst moment. My dad ruined my life for like a year after this because he was so mad about this. But
a Mercedes.
okay, I had a Mercedes. Okay.
It was a
Really
hand-me-down
nice.
from our dad.
A really nice.
Okay,
really,
listen,
really
so-
nice one.
Stop. So I had a Mercedes, and I was in school. I was 16. I was in college. Oh wait, I was 17 at this point. Maybe I was 17. My second year of college. I don't know. I was 17. I think I was 17 or 16. I was 17, and I was really, really tired. I stayed up till like 3 or something. I stayed up really late writing a paper the day before. I think this is when I did the 8-page paper a day before and got an A+ on it, by the way. But anyway, it was like the big project of the whole year in political science. And I was so tired. So I was driving and I was just like, in and out of consciousness, very safe way to
Bad
drive.
move.
And there's a lady who was in front of me and she had a van and she had a flower. She was like a flower delivery person and she was driving so slow. And she kept, and it was because she was looking, I figured this out later. She was looking at trying to find the address to deliver it to. So I'm just driving and I'm like, come on, lady. I used to drive really fast. I got a few speeding tickets. I do not have any since, by the way, but I used to drive way too fast. So I'm like, come on, lady. And I'm like way too close to her. And I'm like, ugh, because I'm trying to get home in my neighborhood. And then,
You couldn't just go around her.
no.
No.
You definitely could have.
I didn't do that. So then she stops because she finds the house finally, and I'm like tailgating her, and she stops, and I don't even notice. I'm just like, probably like yawning or something, and then bam! I just barely. It feels like a light tap. I'm like, oh, I lightly tapped her car. So I'm like, start to try to like back up. The car is not backing up. I'm like, what's going on? So I get out. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then I'm looking at my car, and it's like crunched in the front. And I'm like, what? It felt like it literally barely tapped the car, and the car will not start. And it was like right in my neighborhood. So all my neighbors, this boy I had a crush on, just driving by. I'm like, yeah.
She also drove into his bushes while she was learning to
When I learned how to drive. That's another story. So then I call my mom like, I had an accident. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, yes. And my dad literally brought it up for the next, I think, 2
I thought it was like 10 years.
Did you say what happened to the car?
Every single day, the car was totaled.
How did you? Oh, that's
So because I didn't learn, I didn't know that's what happens when you lightly tap a car.
then-
Going 20 miles per
so
hour.
then, Dad got.
So then he got me a white minivan, his
minivan.
least favorite color, and his least favorite car.
As a punishment.
But it was a
all
new.
were
But it was a
subjected
new.
to.
It was a
new
nice
car. I
van,
should have
though.
been.
It's
I
weird
should have been so
because
grateful.
I was going at decent speed and I rear-ended someone in the Escalade and it felt like a bang. Like I thought that would have happened to like the same thing. And I got out and like there was literally no damage on the car. I think the Escalade's more of like a tank.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
it
That's
is,
like the nicer
lady.
ones are made to like crumble. On
And the
impact.
song that was playing during it, I cannot listen to it ever since.
Wait, what song?
It was oh they just said oh they
Oh
said.
my gosh.
I don't listen to it ever since then because it's like the worst moment of my life.
Triggered, man.
Woo!
Dang.
Moving on. Let's go to something
That's
nice and light.
Oh, honey.
Let's do some notes.
Honey.
Let's do some notes
Me.
to self
Time
with
for some notes.
Danny.
It is a great day. All right. So, the reason why it's a great day is because 1, I look good. 2, I had a full breakfast and I never do that. 3, I had extra Starbucks from yesterday in the fridge and I finished it today. Anyway, the last thing is the other reason why this is a good day is that my theme today is men. And
Oh my
I
Wait,
just
did we
really
say the name of the segment?
yeah,
Notes
no
to
self
self.
Danny.
Danny. Okay.
I just really appreciate men. So this one is a quick appreciation for men, and these all have to do with guys. So the first one is do not go on those rides at the fair where it's like, oh, that's a great idea. I think the one at our fair is called like the Himalaya or something, where it like spins in a circle really fast, and you're in these like carts, and one person gets squished. Okay, so the reason why.
You're on a track and it goes
Yeah,
in a
you're on a
circle.
track and it goes in a circle. You know what I'm talking about. So the reason why I should never do this is because someone gets squished. So never go on that unless you are with a man, because men love to sit in the end and get squished.
They love it.
Like they're like, I'll sit there, it's fine. Like it's great. So unless you're with a guy, like your friend or your man,
Your body crushing. my
literally. So if you
So
are with,
fun.
if you're with your mans, if you're with your friend who is a guy, whatever, anything, you can go on that ride. But
if
not,
you're with girlfriends,
if you're with
then
girlfriends,
So
you will
annoying.
regret it. Your hips will get squished. Okay.
don't. Okay.
The next one, and I'm not going to do any more after this. I'm just doing 2. My last one is only go canoeing with men.
Oh, yeah.
This is kind of sexist. This is kind of sexist. I'm not going to lie, but I'm sorry. I have to say it. I went canoeing. This is personal experience. I went canoeing with Lauren and then like 4 other girls.
canoeing.
Literally. 4 other girls. And then we only had like 2 guys, right?
Yeah.
2 or 3. And there was like a lot of girls. So like my canoe only had me, the designated man, and then my friend Lucy and my friend Bradley, who is a girl. And so
you're all really like.
yeah, we're all like
scrawny.
small.
Really
Like we're
not
all
strong.
small. We're not like tough. Like we're all small. So we were canoeing, and we kept going into these like into the walls of the river, I guess you could say. And we kept hitting these trees that were full of spiders. And let me say, the spiders kept falling in our canoe. I didn't know this was turning into a horror story. And
Wait, that is literally my
listen,
nightmare.
and I'm not really scared of spiders, so I was like killing all the spiders, but I was just thinking they were pretty big. I was just thinking like, wow, if I had a man right now in this canoe, like I wouldn't have to do nothing. Like he would be like, yeah, guys, I can kill all the spiders, and he would kill all the spiders for me.
That's disgusting.
So like Lauren, for example, she was in a canoe with guys. She did not
I
get
knew.
infested with spiders.
I
She
knew.
did not run into the wall. Actually, you probably did a couple times. But
Yeah, I did.
for the most part, she didn't run into the wall. She didn't have to worry about anything, okay?
Yeah.
I literally had to use Bradley's shorts that she wasn't wearing. She was wearing a swimsuit to squish the spiders because I wasn't wearing shoes and she never wore them again.
Why are there all those spiders hanging out
So
in
yeah,
trees?
moral of the story is if you are a small girl like me, I mean I'm not short, but I'm small, okay? You see this wrist? If you're a small girl like me,
See this wrist?
don't go on the really fast spinny rides at the fair that crush you unless you're with a guy. And do not go canoeing unless you have a man with you.
Oh, wait,
You
tell
know,
us
wait.
about-
I think though, if you went canoeing with Christina, you'll be fine. Because for me,
You need someone with like a bodyguard personality.
no, you
that's
need
me.
someone
Guys,
who can actually push a paddle
I'd
through
actually
water,
be
which
good
is
with
not me.
canoeing.
But I think
Guys,
Christina
I think I'd
actually
be
could.
Guys,
it.
this is not your notes to self.
Oh, Danny, tell us
These
about
are
when
my
you break
notes.
your notes to self.
Oh, yes. All right. So I have something to bring up from the first week I mentioned don't eat ice cream in a dark car.
I did this.
Yes. And Lisa did this, and so did I. After we talked about it. We both ate ice cream in a dark car, and what happened?
Nothing. I did it while I was driving. It was fine. But I was thinking about it. I was like,
She
you
was
know,
thinking about it.
I shouldn't be doing this.
She shouldn't be doing it. But listen, I did it, and you know what happened? I was eating a Frosty and some chicken nuggets in the car, you know, whatever, while I was driving. Not gonna lie, I was driving.
Frosty and chicken nuggets.
It's amazing.
I had that. I love it.
I dropped some of the Frosty on my shirt. And I was like, I should have listened to myself.
Tragic.
Weeks ago.
What color was
Sad.
the shirt?
I don't remember. I think it was dark, so I saved
Oh,
myself.
okay.
I probably honestly licked it off, but
Good.
not gonna lie.
Okay, that's TMI. Amy,
Ooh.
it's
Oh,
time to
it's about to
hear
get real.
your
This is
current
turning.
crisis. Actually, it's not
Okay,
current, is
Amy's
it?
current crisis definitely turned into one of my favorite segments. Continue.
Thank you. This is not
After
a
two
current
episodes.
per se crisis, but this is a dang crisis that happened in my life. So, this is the crisis of my cursed car.
Her
Okay.
cursed
I couldn't tell what you said. Her
My
car
car
was
was spooky.
cursed.
That was cursed.
We need subtitles when Amy speaks.
It all started
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
last August. Okay, number one thing that happened with the curse. I got a speeding ticket.
And let me say something. Amy
Oh,
literally
please, I've gotten
drives
two.
like a dead person.
Yes, I was
Like,
literally.
She goes
okay,
like 10 under at all
This
times.
is the worst thing ever because this
Wait,
is
not when
literally
I'm
no
in the
good
car.
deed goes unpunished. Because I was driving back from volunteering with disabled children, listening to Christian music to practice for
my
our
gosh.
Alive album.
Oh my
And I got
gosh.
a ticket because I wasn't
Brag,
paying
brag.
attention. So that was a
attention.
curse. Number one curse. Number two, someone freaking hit my car. Did not leave one note. There was giant scratches.
That was a big like.
That was really bad. Number three, that was in September. In December, another person hit my dang car and didn't leave a note like Lauren. Not even an LOL. And they backed into the whole back panel. It cost thousands of dollars. Thank you.
Oh
And then I lane changed into somebody. While I had this distraction on the back in the same side, I lane changed into this rude lady who was really not nice. She literally
Maybe because
goes-
you lane
Maybe
changed.
because you
I'm
lane
so
changed her.
sweet to people when they
I
lane
know.
change it to me.
It was so bad. But like I was legitimately crying my eyes out, okay? And she goes, the cop goes, she goes, it was all her fault. I was like, okay, thanks.
That's what I would
He's
do.
like, why don't you guys just, settle it through your insurance or whatever? You don't even need to bring it to insurance. It's not gonna be that bad. And the lady's like, no.
Let me just say something. Amy is a small person. She has to have a driving pillow, and her car, which is what, a Cadillac something. What is it?
Yes.
It's like a smaller Cadillac. The point is, when you're in it, you can't see. Okay, like
Wait,
I look out
really?
the back.
That's the
I look out the back. I'm like, what's going on? I can't see.
So literally, so I had destruction
In your
on the front,
opinion.
in the back. I go to get it fixed, and they break the stereo. They fixed it, and nothing bad has happened since I got it fixed in like April. So it's been really. Oh, then I washed my keys went through the washer, and I locked them in the car
Sounds
once
like
too.
you are cursed,
So
not your car.
that was the curse of the car. And I told this to this guy one time. He goes, "Your car isn't cursed. You're just a bad driver." I I was like, excuse me.
He had the frying
Look,
pan of truth.
Amy wasn't driving when she put her keys in the washer. She wasn't
Amy
driving
wasn't
when
driving
two
when-
people hit
Yeah.
her car.
When her stereo got
When her
broken,
stereo
that was not
broke,
her
she wasn't
fault.
driving.
Yeah, it sounds like a real curse to me.
I think
I
so.
mean, I'm not an
It's
expert, but
But I guess
I think it was.
I think I could diagnose
Curse
as
is
that.
gone.
Wait, what's
So,
it good?
I had to tell him, no,
Chris.
I am a good driver.
good. I'm
It
glad.
just-
She is.
I was not
just lane
driving.
changed
except
into
for when I
someone
actually lane changed into somebody.
Look, we
but
all
it
do
wasn't
it.
even that bad, okay?
It's okay. It's okay.
But yeah. So I had, the whole side of my car was damaged. I had the front
Yes.
damage and the back damage. So that was a
But now it's
ginormous
fixed.
crisis.
But now it's fixed, right?
rectified. Everything is good.
Okay, we're good.
Except the front bumper that I hit, right?
Yes,
That's
we
not
have to
fixed.
fix that.
One time I was driving Amy's car and I parked and I was driving too fast. I didn't even have my license yet. And I parked and I'm not used to driving little cars. I learned driving an Escalade and I drive a truck. So like I'm used to like being able to hit the curb and not scrape your bumper because you don't touch it. So I like pulled up and I hit the like parking thing
She
or something.
cracked the bumper.
I cracked the bumper. I did.
But it's not like that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's fine.
All
But
right.
she'll still fix it.
Thank you. Thank you for your
Thank you for
openness.
that, Amy. I
Thank
really
you for
appreciate it.
Thank you for
sharing.
your vulnerability.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your current crisis.
crisis.
We look forward to hearing your next one. We're going to wrap this up, guys. We have the Cimorelli challenge for this week, and this is pick a friend or two. And ask them how they are doing with the genuine intention of listening to them and sharing something too. Tell us about it with hashtag
Cimorelli podcast.
Oh yes.
tweet that. And we'll pick some of our faves, you know, give a little like, maybe a retweet.
Let me
on
just say
Twitter.
something. I did this last night.
Here,
A
let's
list of
do
things I
a
did.
demonstration.
What?
Let's do a demonstration of it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Danny, how are you doing?
Wow, she really sounds like she wants to listen.
No, she
No,
does.
look, I'm looking you in the
that
eye.
was the point.
No, and then you
that
say,
was a demonstration.
so bad.
I'm so bad. My extensions are hurting my head, and I didn't put deodorant on today.
Oh, I have some.
And
You can use it.
I had to eat eggs for breakfast because we had nothing else.
I listened to everything she said, and then I gave her some support. I'm so sorry. And then I said, you know, I had a rough morning too. I cried this morning.
Aw.
And then she's supposed to ask why I cried. But
did
yeah,
you
so there you go.
See, because
You were there. You
I
know
really
why?
like this
Oh, yeah.
challenge because some people are really good at sharing, some people are really good at listening, but we all need to practice doing both because
Yes.
other people are important and you are important. You can't put it all on either
Great.
one.
Wait,
Yes.
hold on, really quick. Sorry, I was saying something.
Oh, sorry.
I did this last night. My friend came over and she cried, and I was hugging her and she was crying, and we were talking, and it was right after Lauren and I had a conversation how I need to listen to people more because I'm a really good listener. I just don't do it that much. So I did it, and I lived in my gift of giving advice. And I literally, I had the thing where you're giving advice and you feel like you're possessed, and you just say all these things.
Possessed
and
with
they're,
a
like,
good
amazing.
spirit.
With a good thing.
With
And you say all these good
Possessed with
things.
the Lord. Lord
and
is
it was
speaking
great.
through you.
And I was
Spirit
so
of the Lord
happy.
came upon
So
me.
I'm just saying,
Excellent. Thank you.
do this because it'll make you feel good.
Good job, good job, good job. Lisa, do we have an inspirational
Ending.
pondering to end on?
First thing that comes to mind is just word replacement, you know. I just want to inspire you with two things I've been saying lately. One is kiss my elbow. The other is holy shark. Or I hate that I say this. I don't even think it. And sometimes when I'm like alone, you know, and something really big happens, I say, holy sharknado. Why would I ever say that?
I don't
And every
know.
time I say it, I go, ew, no. But I say it out loud. I can't stop myself. Holy sharknado. So I want to inspire you with those two phrases. Take
Word
them
replacement.
and use them as you please.
But don't forget about the number one, which is I don't give a rip.
I don't give a rip.
A rip or rip that.
And I'd like to
Rip
give
off.
Marcus Johns credit for that.
He
Okay,
did not make that
wonderful,
up.
wonderful. Invigorating. Truly
Truly invigorating.
That's enough. Thank you so much for joining
Wow.
us. We
Thank
got more coming up. Stay
Yeet.
tuned for the next one. Take a listen to Cars and Parking Lots.
And get out.
And tweet us. Hashtag
Cimorelli
We would love to hear your thoughts. Yep. See you guys later.
Podcast.
Okay.
Goodbye to all of our readers. We love you all.
Bye,
Everybody do this.
No.
I can't do that. I can't.
You've been listening to the Cimorelli podcast. Follow Cimorelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimorelli on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.